Live to 100 without medication, myth or truth? If you could live to be 100 healthy, active, mentally sharp, and independent, would you take that opportunity? Most people would say yes. Then pause and wonder. But is that even possible without medication, doctors, or luck? In today's world, we've come to associate aging with pills, pain, and dependency. Many people assume that growing old has to mean slowing down, taking more meds, and giving up on the things they love. Some even say, if you live long, you'll live with disease. It's just part of the deal. But what if that's not the whole truth? What if someone not only lived past 100 but did so without relying on medications, walkers, or nursing homes? Let me introduce you to Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, one of Japan's most beloved physicians and a true legend in the field of longevity. He lived until 105 years old, not just existing, but thriving. At 101, he flew to New York, alone. He carried his own luggage. He gave a lecture. He taught, he inspired, he lived. No daily pill organizers, no wheelchair, no slowing down. Just a deep commitment to simple, sustainable habits and a powerful purpose. In today's video, we'll explore the real science behind living a long, healthy life without being dependent on medication. We'll look at what modern research says about aging, the habits that kept Dr. Hinohara active into his 100s, and how you can apply those same habits in your own life starting now. But before we dive in, please take a second to hit like if you care about living longer and better. Share this video with a loved one. And subscribe to Active Aging Tribe, where we turn longevity into a lifestyle. This isn't about hacks. It's not about magic pills. It's about something more powerful, taking back control of your health one habit at a time. So let's get into it. You might be surprised to learn what's really standing in the way of your healthiest, longest life and what you can start doing today to change that. Let's begin. Leafy greens, the unsung heroes of healthy aging. Ask any centenarian from Okinawa, Japan, what they eat every day, and you'll likely hear one word: vegetables, especially leafy greens. While they might not make flashy headlines like acai berries or exotic superfoods, leafy greens are one of the most powerful tools for protecting your body against aging. And unlike supplements or miracle diets, they are affordable, accessible, and delicious. Why are leafy greens so important? Let's start with what's inside these humble plants. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, Swiss chard, collard greens, arugula, and mustard greens are jam-packed with vitamin A, boosts immune function and vision. Vitamin C, a potent antioxidant that protects your cells from damage. Vitamin K, essential for bone strength and healthy blood clotting. Fiber, keeps digestion smooth and blood sugar levels stable. Lutein and zeaxanthin, carotenoids that protect your eyes from age-related vision loss. Phytonutrients, natural anti-inflammatory compounds that help prevent chronic disease. In one clinical study published in Neurology, people who ate just one serving of leafy greens per day showed slower rates of cognitive decline compared to those who rarely ate greens. But it doesn't stop at the brain. Leafy greens also support cardiovascular health by lowering blood pressure, reducing and improving artery flexibility. Realworld.mrs. Langston, age 84. Let me share the story of Mrs. Langston, one of my former patients. At 84 years old, she was recovering from a mild stroke. During her recovery, she made a dramatic shift in her eating habits. She swapped her white bread and processed foods for a daily plate of sautéed kale, arugula salad with lemon dressing, and a morning green smoothie. 6 months later, not only had her cholesterol improved, but her cognitive scores had stabilized, and most strikingly, her energy levels had completely transformed. "I feel like I lost 10 years, she told me. Was it just the greens? Of course not. But they played a critical role in improving her gut health. reducing inflammation, and stabilizing her blood sugar, 3 key pillars of long-term vitality. Fermented foods, the gut-brain connection you can't ignore. If leafy greens are the foundation of healthy aging, fermented foods are the unsung architects of your gut and your mind. In traditional Japanese diets, fermented foods are everywhere. Miso soup for breakfast, pickled vegetables with lunch, and natto, fermented soybeans, with dinner. What seems like a cultural tradition is now backed by cutting-edge science. Fermented foods such as yogurt, kefir, kimchi, sauerkraut, kombucha, tempeh, and miso contain probiotics, beneficial bacteria that nourish your gut microbiome. Why should you care about your gut? Your gut isn't just a place where food gets digested. It's a command center for your immune system, hormone regulation, mood balance, and even memory. The gut is often referred to as the second brain. That's because your gut and your brain are connected by the vagus nerve, allowing communication through neurotransmitters like serotonin, of which 90% is produced in the gut. When your gut flora is diverse and healthy, your mood improves, your digestion stabilizes, and your inflammation markers drop. But when it's imbalanced, you're more prone to anxiety, fatigue, food sensitivities, metabolic disorders, and brain fog. Fermented foods in action. Case study of Mr. Alvarez. Mr. Alvarez, a 67-year-old retired firefighter, came to me with complaints of chronic bloating, poor sleep, and mild depression. His diet was heavy in processed carbs and sugar, with little fiber or fermented foods. We worked together to slowly introduce daily fermented foods, half a cup of plain Greek yogurt in the morning, a tablespoon of kimchi with lunch, and the occasional cup of kombucha in the afternoon. In just 4 weeks, his sleep had improved. By week 8, he reported fewer mood swings, better focus, and even less joint pain. Again, this wasn't magic. It was the gut doing its job once it had the right tools. Anti-aging at the cellular level. Let's talk inflammation. Chronic inflammation is one of the key drivers of aging, linked to everything from heart disease and arthritis to Alzheimer's and cancer. Leafy greens contain polyphenols and antioxidants that combat inflammation at the cellular level. Fermented foods, meanwhile, help regulate immune responses and suppress inflammatory pathways through short-chain fatty acids, SCFAs, like butyrate, produced by gut bacteria during fermentation. Together, these foods form a natural anti-aging alliance that no supplement can replicate. Practical ways to incorporate these foods daily. Many people think, I know I should eat more greens and fermented foods, but how do I make it stick? Here's how I guide my patients. Leafy greens, easy daily habits. Add spinach or kale to your breakfast omelet or smoothie. Make a simple salad with arugula and olive oil for lunch. Sauté collard greens or Swiss chard as a side for dinner. Use romaine or mustard greens as wraps instead of tortillas. Fermented foods, gentle integration. Add a spoonful of sauerkraut or kimchi to your rice or salad. Swap regular yogurt for unsweetened Greek yogurt or kefir. Use miso paste in soups, salad dressings, or marinades. Sip a small glass of kombucha as a refreshing afternoon drink. You don't need to overhaul your entire pantry. Start small. Let your palate and your gut adjust. Whole grains and olive oil, the power duo for a longer, healthier life. In today's fast-paced world, where quick meals and heavily processed foods dominate our diets, it's easy to lose touch with the natural, wholesome ingredients our bodies were designed to thrive on. But if you look at the world's longest living populations from Japan to Italy to Greece, you'll find something they all have in common. They keep things simple, and they stay close to nature. 2 standout staples among these longevity-minded communities: whole grains and extra virgin olive oil. They are not just good for you, they are foundational to long-term health. Whole grains, clean, steady fuel for a long life. Carbohydrates have taken a lot of heat over the years, often blamed for weight gain and blood sugar problems. But here's the truth: not all carbs are created equal. Refined carbs, think white bread, sugary cereals, pastries, are stripped of their fiber and nutrients, leaving behind empty calories that spike your blood sugar and drain your energy. Whole grains, on the other hand, are the complete package. We're talking about grains like oats, brown rice, quinoa, barley, whole wheat, bulgur. These unrefined grains retain their bran, germ, and endosperm, which means they are packed with fiber, B vitamins, antioxidants, and key minerals like magnesium and iron. Why whole grains are a longevity superfood? 1. They balance blood sugar. With a lower glycemic index, whole grains help your body release energy more gradually, reducing insulin spikes and lowering your risk for type 2 diabetes. 2. They protect your heart. Fiber binds to cholesterol in the digestive tract, preventing it from entering your bloodstream and clogging arteries. 3. They feed your gut. Fiber acts as a prebiotic, feeding the good bacteria in your gut and strengthening your immune system, mental health, and digestion. 4. They provide long-lasting energy. Unlike refined carbs that leave you crashing, whole grains give you a steady burn of energy that lasts all day. Real life story: Richard, 72, a wake-up call and a turnaround. Richard, a retired teacher, came to me with a common concern: low energy, mental fog, and a creeping waistline. His breakfast consisted of white toast with jelly and black coffee. We made one simple switch: oatmeal with flax seeds and berries in the morning, quinoa and lentils for lunch. 3 months later, Richard had lost 8 pounds, his cholesterol improved, and he told me something I'll never forget: "I eat more now than before, but I feel lighter, clearer, and more alive." Extra virgin olive oil, liquid gold for heart, brain and skin. If whole grains are the fuel, extra virgin olive oil, EVOO, is the lubricant that keeps your body running smoothly. A cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet, EVOO has long been praised for its wide-ranging health benefits. The secret? It's rich in monounsaturated fats, polyphenols, and vitamin E, a trifecta of nourishment your cells crave. The science-backed benefits of olive oil. 1. Heart health. EVOO helps reduce LDL, bad cholesterol, increase HDL, good cholesterol, and improve blood vessel function, all of which lower your risk of heart attack and stroke. 2. Brain protection. Studies show that olive oil may help delay cognitive decline and protect against Alzheimer's disease by reducing brain inflammation and oxidative stress. 3. Anti-aging support. Packed with antioxidants, olive oil slows down cellular aging, keeps skin supple, and even helps combat UV-related damage. A doctor's ritual: 1 tablespoon every morning. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, Japan's most beloved longevity expert, swore by his morning habit: "A tablespoon of olive oil every day keeps my arteries clean and my skin young." He lived to 105 years old and worked past his 100th birthday. If it worked for him, it's worth considering. Making it practical: how to use whole grains and olive oil every day. Here's how you can integrate both into your daily routine without overthinking it. 1. Whole grains. Start your day with steel-cut oats, topped with fruit and nuts. Swap white rice for brown rice, quinoa, or barley. Make your sandwiches with whole grain bread. Try grain bowls with beans, roasted veggies, and herbs. 2. Olive oil. Use it as a salad dressing base with lemon and herbs. Drizzle it over steamed veggies or roasted sweet potatoes. Stir into soups or whole grain bowls for flavor and richness. Take 1 tablespoon on an empty stomach in the morning, like Dr. Final thoughts: small changes, big impact. When it comes to longevity, it's not about extremes. It's about consistency, simplicity, and quality. Whole grains and olive oil are not trendy, they are timeless. They don't promise overnight miracles, but they deliver long-term health in the most sustainable, natural way possible. So if you're looking to eat your way to a longer, healthier life, start here. Start with real food. Start with what nature already perfected. Your heart, your brain, and your future self will thank you. The tiny powerhouses. How nuts and seeds boost your heart, brain, and longevity. When we think about healthy foods, we often picture leafy greens, whole grains, or maybe salmon. But there's a group of often overlooked nutritional all-stars that deserve a spot on your plate and possibly the key to your long-term health: nuts and seeds. They may be small, but don't let that fool you. These compact bites are loaded with powerful nutrients that can support your heart, protect your brain, balance your blood sugar, and even help you live longer. Why nuts and seeds are a big deal? What makes nuts and seeds so special isn't just what they contain but the quality and concentration of nutrients packed inside such tiny shells. They are rich in healthy fats, monounsaturated and polyunsaturated, protect the heart and reduce inflammation. Plant-based protein supports muscle maintenance and immune function. Dietary fiber promotes digestion and helps control blood sugar. Essential minerals like magnesium, zinc, selenium, and iron. Vitamin E and B vitamins, powerful antioxidants that protect cells from aging. Omega-3s, especially from walnuts, flax, and chia, nourish the brain and fight inflammation. You don't need to eat a lot to benefit, just a small handful a day goes a long way. Health benefits backed by science. 1. Heart health. Nuts have long been linked to a healthier cardiovascular system. In fact, research from Harvard found that people who eat nuts regularly have up to 30 to 40% lower risk of heart disease. That's because they help lower bad LDL cholesterol, raise good HDL cholesterol, reduce inflammation in blood vessels. 2. Brain function and memory support. Thanks to their content of omega-3s, vitamin E, and antioxidants, nuts are brain-friendly foods. They support better blood flow to the brain, protection of neural pathways, slower cognitive decline as we age. Several studies have even linked nut consumption with a reduced risk of Alzheimer's and improved mood stability. 3. Blood sugar and weight management. Despite being calorie-dense, nuts can help manage weight and prevent blood sugar spikes. How? They promote satiety. You feel full faster. They reduce cravings and snacking. They stabilize insulin response and support metabolic health. 4. Anti-inflammatory power. Chronic inflammation is the root of many health issues: heart disease, arthritis, type 2 diabetes, and more. Nuts and seeds contain polyphenols, healthy fats, and antioxidants that lower inflammation markers like CRP, C-reactive protein. Real-life example: Eliza, 69, from prediabetes to energy reclaimed. When Eliza, a retired librarian, came to me, she was constantly tired and worried about rising blood sugar and cholesterol. Instead of reaching for medication immediately, we made a small but consistent change: daily nuts and seeds. Here's what she did. Morning, a small handful of almonds. Lunch, mixed greens with pumpkin seeds and ground flax. Evening, a couple of walnuts instead of dessert. 3 months later, her blood sugar had normalized, her cholesterol improved, and most importantly, she felt alive again. "I don't feel like I'm dieting," she said. "I feel like I'm finally giving my body what it needs." How to add nuts and seeds to your day. You don't need to be fancy or complicated. Here are a few simple, delicious ideas. Add a handful of raw nuts to your morning routine. Top your smoothie or oatmeal with ground flax or chia seeds. Mix seeds into salads, soups, or grain bowls for crunch. Make your own nut and seed trail mix with dried fruit. Try natural nut butters, like almond or peanut, as a spread or dip. Use ground flax as an egg substitute or baking ingredient. Quick tips. Stick to 1 to 2 ounces, a small handful, per day. Choose raw or dry roasted, unsalted varieties. Avoid nuts with added sugars, oils, or artificial flavors. Bottom line: small, simple, and seriously powerful. Nuts and seeds are one of the easiest ways to improve your diet and your health without needing to overhaul your whole lifestyle. They are shelf-stable, portable, easy to prepare, and versatile enough to go with nearly every meal. More importantly, they remind us that sometimes the smallest things can have the biggest impact. When you include nuts and seeds in your daily diet, you're not just snacking, you're investing in a longer, sharper, stronger life. The silent saboteurs: how sugar and processed foods are aging you from the inside out. You can eat your greens, sprinkle chia seeds over your oatmeal, sip extra virgin olive oil in the morning, and swap white rice for quinoa. But if you're still consuming excess sugar and processed foods on a daily basis, you're silently undoing the benefits of every healthy habit you've built. The truth is, sugar and ultra-processed foods are the stealthiest enemies of your long-term health. They don't just mess with your waistline, they wreak havoc on your cells, accelerate aging, fuel chronic inflammation, and increase your risk for disease, often without you even realizing it. Sugar, sweet on the outside, destructive on the inside. We all know sugar isn't good for us. But few people understand just how deeply it can damage the body over time. When you eat too much sugar, your blood sugar spikes, triggering a release of insulin. Do this over and over, and the system starts to wear out. Your cells become insulin resistant, which paves the way for type 2 diabetes. But that's just the beginning. Excess sugar in the bloodstream also forms compounds called AGEs, advanced glycation end products. These nasty little molecules literally rust your body from the inside. AGEs, making you older, faster. AGEs are directly linked to wrinkles and sagging skin, stiff arteries and high blood pressure, brain fog and memory loss, joint pain and reduced muscle strength. In fact, studies have shown that diets high in sugar can age your brain by 5 to 7 years faster than someone with a low sugar diet. Processed foods: convenient, addictive, and toxic. We're surrounded by them: chips, sugary cereals, frozen pizza, packaged cookies, energy drinks, canned soups, deli meats. They are everywhere, and they are designed to be irresistible. But here's what they have in common: high in empty calories, lots of energy, little nutrition. Loaded with added sugars, trans fats, and refined carbs. Packed with preservatives, artificial flavors, and colorings. Lacking in fiber, antioxidants, enzymes, and beneficial bacteria. When consumed regularly, processed foods can lead to chronic inflammation, gut microbiome imbalances, hormonal disruption, fatigue, mood swings, and poor sleep, long-term weight gain and metabolic disorders. The result? A body that ages faster than it should. According to the National Institute for Health and Nutrition in Japan, people who consume high amounts of ultra-processed foods are at a 26% higher risk of early death compared to those who stick to natural, whole foods. Another long-term French study tracking over 100,000 participants found that just a 10% increase in processed food consumption led to 12% higher risk of cancer, 9% higher risk of heart disease. Real change starts with small swaps. You don't have to throw out everything in your pantry today. But small, intentional changes over time can lead to a dramatically healthier life. Cut back on sugary drinks, soda, energy drinks, sweetened teas, candy, baked goods, processed snacks, sweetened cereals and granola bars, fast food and fried takeout, prepackaged frozen meals. Choose instead water or herbal teas over soda, fresh fruit instead of sugary treats, oats, brown rice, sweet potatoes for carbs, homemade meals using whole ingredients, healthy fats like olive oil or avocado instead of processed oils. A simple lesson from a 97-year-old man. When I once asked a 97-year-old man what his secret to a long life was, he gave me the most honest, humble answer. I just eat what my wife makes. Nothing fancy. Nothing from a package. I don't trust food on TV. Sometimes, the best health advice doesn't come from science journals, it comes from the wisdom of simple living. Final thoughts? Living longer isn't just about what you add, it's also about what you subtract. You can drink all the green smoothies you want, but if your diet is still loaded with sugar and processed junk, you're fighting a losing battle. These silent saboteurs age your skin, weaken your organs, stress your immune system, and wear down your brain. But the good news? You have full control. Every time you reach for a fresh apple instead of a packaged snack, or cook your own meal instead of ordering takeout, you're reclaiming your health and your future. Closing thoughts: longevity doesn't start with luck, it starts with your plate. After exploring some of the most powerful yet often underrated food groups, leafy greens, fermented foods, whole grains, olive oil, and nuts and seeds, it becomes clear that the secret to longevity isn't hidden in high-tech medicine or trendy superfoods. It lies in daily habits, simple choices, done consistently over time. Leafy greens protect your heart, improve vision, and support your immune system. Fermented foods nourish your gut, balance your mood, and reduce chronic inflammation. Whole grains provide steady energy, regulate blood sugar, and support your metabolism. Olive oil slows aging, enhances brain function, and protects your cells from damage. And nuts and seeds, though small, offer massive benefits for heart health, cognitive function, and longevity. Just as important as what you choose to eat is what you choose to avoid. Refined sugar and processed foods are silently working against you. They age your skin, cloud your mind, increase inflammation, and raise your risk of chronic illness. The convenience they offer comes at a cost most people don't recognize until it's too late. But there's a silver lining. You don't need to overhaul your entire life to create change. You just need to begin with one thoughtful choice at a time. Start with a handful of leafy greens at lunch. Replace your afternoon soda with water or herbal tea. Swap the cookie for a small handful of walnuts. Use extra virgin olive oil instead of processed seed oils. Cut back on packaged foods. Read labels. Choose whole, real ingredients whenever you can. It's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about doing a few things consistently and letting those good habits compound. If today's message helped you shift the way you think about food, take a moment to support this journey. Like the content, share it with someone you care about, and follow Active Aging Tribe. Together, we are creating a community that chooses to live not just longer but better. In the next part of this series, we'll dive into the life and legacy of Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, the Japanese physician who lived to 105 without relying on medications or slowing down. His story is a powerful reminder that aging doesn't have to mean decline. It can mean purpose, movement, vitality, and joy if we choose to live that way. Until then, take care of your body. Feed it well. Move often. Rest deeply. And never underestimate the power of simple changes done with consistency and intention. We'll see you in the next video. Active Aging Tribe.